I got an honest question for you. You ever wonder what really happens when you pull back the online filters and all of the fake things, and the real you finally starts to shine through? And when people think about the real you, a lot of times they want the real you to be the same as them. But the real you could be somebody that wears sunglasses on the indoors and wears cool hats that you find in different places. The real you could be anybody. It could be is different from person to person, but only you know the real you. So in this video, I want us to discover and stick around to discover how staying true to yourself can actually skyrocket your success and connection in ways that, you know, putting on a filter and putting on a fake persona actually could never could. All right. So there's a couple of different thoughts that come to mind when thinking about that. But the first one is just the power of authenticity in building trust. Trust, trust, trust. It's one of the most important words in the dictionary, because without trust, there is nothing that becomes really possible. I heard this one quote. It's pretty much like, without trust, it's like being in a vehicle that has no gas. Like you could be in it, but it's not going anywhere. All right. And that's the same way with trust. And, statistically, most companies right now are actually being driven by people that are being transparent, that are showing people the behind the scenes of the creation of their products, the behind the scenes of, so many different things that people just didn't know before. So it's now important to be able to let people see behind the veil and show people what you're creating, why you're creating it, and how it's being created. And it's going to allow people to just understand that that is you. I think that in this current zeitgeist that we're living in and that we're moving into more and more this year, 2024, the one of the core words is the word revelations. And in the Bible, it talks about the word revelations. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and one of the words, Revelation, of course, everybody knows that that's the last book in the Bible. And in the beginning of this year, Cat Williams, the comedian, had this interview that just did the most views of all time in a YouTube podcast, the most views ever. And on top of that, there were just so many revelations that came about from him talking his truth, for him opening his mouth and telling the world all of the things and things behind the scene that we didn't even know about, but it would later on be revealed that he was right about that as well. All right. So there was that is just to highlight to you, look, these things of revealing everything about yourself is very valuable. All right, being your true self, you know who your true self is. So I want to empower you to go ahead and do that more often as well. So are there consequences of losing authenticity? Yes, huge consequences of losing authenticity. There's also consequences of being authentic. And to start off with, I'm going to talk about the consequences of being authentic. The consequences are society is a paradigm of having same beliefs, especially when it's being actually persuaded for people to believe a certain thing because of media. And you can tell what the general zeitgeist, what is being pushed on people by the media. You can tell very easily. And when you're authentic, you have your own beliefs based off of what you understand, based off of your wisdom, based off of principles. There's things that are deeper than what the media tells you that you should believe. And when you're authentic, you're going to be able to communicate that clearly in your own way. You're going to feel the comfort to communicate that and say, I am this and I'm not that. And this is one of the things that can happen is that people can attack you verbally, or people can just not like you or whatever because of your values, your principles do not allow align with whatever the media is telling them that they should believe. They do not align with whatever they believe. So the repercussion of authenticity in some cases can be a loss of followers, or loss of just being experiencing contrary belief, experiencing contrary viewpoint. All right, and for some reason, a lot of the people that for some reason, a lot of the people that are contrarians, they don't actually do their own thing or have their own voice. They would rather just comment on your page instead of them actually communicating what their values are. But a lot of times those type of people don't even realize that, and sometimes they're just actually like spam bots, that are there to just to what's the word, to discourage you from speaking the truth. They want to scare you into not speaking the truth. All right. But there's also a large risk when a company or when a person is not authentic, especially large for companies. One of the largest ones that we saw earlier in the year was with Bud Light. Bud Light has been tanking throughout the entire year, and I think last year, when they decided to have a trans actor be their spokesperson or whatever for their brand, and that led to them alienating themselves from their core. I guess from the people that actually purchase Bud Light, which are people that they are they have tradition not traditional values, but they're just the people that they don't care for that type of paradigm. They don't care for that, and it showed that Bud Light as an institution was trying to align themselves more with another audience and alienating themselves. So they weren't. They just in general the reality is that they were not being authentic. That is the core thing. They were not being authentic. They have never had that view. They were trying to ride a wave, and they didn't think that their audience would have a backbone. And from there, they faced large repercussions for that. So it's important to understand that being authentic has repercussions. You're going to push people away, but then other people are going to be drawn to you more. And that's what is this season feels like it's all about. This season feels like it's all about connecting with the people that are in your community, letting people know that there are people that are like you, and that you and them can form a community, and you and them are represented, and you and them are right, you know. And right now that's being missed. So this is me doing that for myself more and more as well. It takes some courage, and you're going to be more empowered as you watch this video. You're going to be more empowered to do the same thing for you. All right. Now, staying authentic in a curated world, kind of touched on that a little bit about how it seems like everything is so curated. People don't really feel like they can be themselves. There's people that put on all the filters and makeup and all of this type of stuff, and you're not able to get a true feeling of who they are, what they are. I had a lunch with a gentleman that's part of the a Christian Men's Fellowship that I'm actually a part of as well, called the 859 Fellowship. And this gentleman was telling me about how vulnerability shining through is a thing that people get drawn to more than your ability to be a good speaker, or more than you being a great speaker is very, very important. I take that back. But what I'm saying is that your vulnerability, the times that you're telling stories about your life, the times that you're bringing people in, these are the things that are very valuable. Aside from that, just people feeling like they know who you are. That's a valuable thing. And one of the strategies for doing that is by engaging with the people that are part of your community. Engage with posts, engage with the people that like your posts, engage with the people that are just that show interest in what you do. Find out how you can serve the people that are in your community. Okay. And these are different things that are going to be of value for you, that are is going to help you become able to build your community. Find the people that are like you, because there are people that are like you no matter how you are, who you are. Okay. And sometimes people that have certain beliefs that go contrary to what the media is trying to force you, you might feel like you're alone, but you have to just find the people that believe what you believe. So with that being said, do not run away from authenticity. Authenticity is the most important thing. And when you become more authentic, you are going to grow in influence, in relationships, and things are going to continue to go better and better. The more that you have a community, the more authentic you are, and the more that you put yourself out there. All right. Follow this channel, Nova versus Machine. We're continuing to put out more content that's around technology, emotional intelligence, and creative expression. You can really look forward to a lot more really, really incredible content I'll be sharing with you guys. One love. It's your man Nova, tech founder Nova, tech guru Nova, all of that.